Let's go to transfer deadline day action. Then Spanish striker Jose Perez has completed a loan move from Leicester City to La Liga club Real Betis. Manchester City defender Joao Cancelo also was on the move as he completed a deadline day move to Bayern Munich, citing a desire to play more as a reason for his departure rather than a disagreement with Pep Guardiola. The agreement is for initial loan with the option to buy the fullback for more than £61 million.
Exatamente por isso que eu decidi a mudança, pelos poucos minutos que tenho tido nas últimas semanas. Não tem nada a ver com a minha relação com o treinador, com o Pep. Tem a ver sim que eu queria mais minutos. Tinha um clube grande atrás de mim como é o Bayern e decidi partir para uma nova aventura. E estou muito feliz aqui, como disse, é um clube grandíssimo, é um clube com muita história e estou muito, muito feliz por representar este clube. Estou muito contente por estar aqui, representar este grande clube. Estou desejoso de começar a treinar com os meus novos colegas. É um clube que eu sempre apreciei como jogador. É um clube que desde o primeiro momento em que teve interesse em mim, eu senti o desejo de vir para cá e estou desejoso de começar.
Elsewhere, Arsenal signed Jorginho from Chelsea in a deadline day move for around £12 million, bolstering their midfield ahead of a championship challenger. Chelsea, on their part, have signed Enzo Fernandez from Benfica on an 8.5-year contract after matching the midfielder's €121 million release clause on Tuesday. Let's quickly talk about transfer deadline day, and joining me is Afrosport's director, Deji Omotoyibo. Great to have you, Deji.
Good to be here.
Okay, so the deals we were expecting on deadline day, especially Moses Caicedo, we didn't know whether he was going to leave Brighton to go to Arsenal, and also Enzo Fernandez, the world record fee that was much talked about. But at the end of the day, we ended up getting some really, really shocking transfers. First, it was Jorginho to Arsenal.
Yeah.
And then, out of the blue, Joao Cancelo, who probably was the best fullback in the Premier League.
Yeah.
He's off to Bayern.
We saw him talk about why he went to Bayern. He wasn't because he had a disagreement. But let's focus on the Nigerians first. Paul Onuachu.
That came out of the blue also.
Came out of the blue, but I like it. A chance to prove himself at a very top league, top 5 league. The English Premier League. He's done it in Belgium. Hopefully he will do it. And for Southampton, they really need firepower side and in front. And he's going to join his national teammate Aribo in there. So hopefully that'll work for him.
Before we go, there's almost like a revolution of Nigerian strikers at the moment.
Terence Murphy, we thought he was going to go to West Ham, but we thought he was going to go to Marseille. He ends up at Nice, but that was his choice. So we wait and see how that pans out for him. I think the exciting one for me was the one you talked about in the news earlier, the young Nigerian from Remo Stars all the way to Inter Milan.
It's been a while since that kind of
Remo Stars is revolutionizing the Nigerian football landscape. They're doing so many things right, and it's great to see that a youngster will move from there to the Serie A. Hopefully he will do well. We're talking about Onuachu. We talked about Terence Murphy.
We've got so many strikers now.
So many strikers. Hopefully it will translate to success at the national team level. Kamaldeen Suleimana, who played 3 times for Ghana at the Nations Cup as well, at the World Cup as well, also got a move. But let's move to the ones that you talked about now. For me, the Jorginho move is very, very shrewd. I know you're an Arsenal fan. The reason for that is the fact that if Partey is out for a long time, he doesn't have a like for like. Yeah. Jorginho fills that slot. He has seen it. He has done that. He's won at international level. He has won at club level. He has the maturity. He has the experience in the Premier League. So he's a game changer. If Arsenal go on to win, I'm sure he will play a role because they're very light in midfield. El Neni, you reported, is out. Yeah. So it's only Jorginho and Zaka, who are the senior players. And having an option there is huge. So I think this is probably the shrewdest move. And for £12 million, I think it's a snip to get an experienced player who's seen it and done that.
What about the other transfers? Which one
Manchester United had to get a body in because Christian Eriksen got injured. They did that within 12 hours. They got Marcel Sabitzer, who is the advantage for United is they can play across the middle three. He can play as a DM, he can play as a central midfielder, he can play as an attacking midfielder. Probably he can also play as a winger. So Manchester are getting like 2 or 3 players in one there. Cancelo was a bit of a surprise. Out of left field, we thought he was, I thought Guardiola liked players who are like versatile. Can play on the right, can play on the left.
I thought he was just getting a rest after the World Cup.
Yeah,
I didn't know
probably play even in the middle of the park, but he's left now. He's gone to Bayern Munich. Hopefully he'll do well there. But I'm sure Guardiola would be able to kind of arrange the
Who
the
else
team.
can do that in world football? Let arguably the best fullback leave right in the middle of the season.
Well, it's only Guardiola, probably. And then he's got the youngster, I think, Nico Williams is doing well. So maybe he... We also talked about Nottingham Forest. Keylor Navas, the way top players are leaving top leagues and playing for
England.
It's like all the other leagues have become feeder teams to the English
Premier League club. I'm afraid we'll have to hold it there. We'll probably...
Finally,
one more?
One more, Chelsea, and
Enzo
of course,
Fernandez.
Enzo Fernandez. 106-7 million pounds, 8.5-year contract. Chelsea are doing these things for amortization to be able to pay the transfers
and avoid financial fair play.
Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. But Chelsea have spent, let's end it here, they spent over 600 million pounds since the Americans took over. In this January transfer window, they spent over 200 million pounds, more than all the money spent in the top 4 leagues in Europe.